Orleans. You're just so beloved all around the community, man. It's just hard, and we're in here reminiscing and just talking about like old times, and I mean, man, what a career you've had. What a life that you've had. I mean, just helping so many people and so many memories. It's just been great. I mean, like I said before, you taught me so much, and you're one of the ones. It takes a village. You're one of the ones who helped raise me. Growing up in the sports and all that. So, wow, just incredible, man, incredible. You got this book that you wrote. So let's talk about the book, Defying Expectations: Family, Sports, and Recreation. What was your inspiration to write the book? Why did you want to write a book? And then tell us all about it.
Well, my coworkers at the Ocean City Recreation Department would tell you that for years I've told them I'm going to write a book. I'm going to write a book.
Okay.
So I always kept writing little tidbits of things that happened, different events that happened, something that inspired me, and they could see me coming through the rec center and says, I'm going to put that in my book.
Yeah.
And then they started coming up, Hondo, you got to put this in your book, man. This was what happened, But I wanted to write a book. I wanted to write two books. The first was one about me growing up on the Eastern Shore, and to have something for my family members in the future to know about me and their past family. So in my book, I talk a lot about my aunts, my uncles, and my stories, and my sharing of my events and different things growing up with them, and how close I was to them. And my second book was, and then going to the all black elementary school, and then all white high school, and off to Salisbury University, where once I got there, it was only 31 African American full time, part time. So I was right in my bucket list there, and going away and then coming back. So that was going to be my first book. The second book was about all the different events and things that happened to me, and sharing my journey at the rec department. But after a while, I was urged to put both of them together and write one book. That's why it's 64 chapters.
Right.
Wow.
Right. Well, I always wonder, like, when you write a book, like, I've thought about it, people who write, authors and people who write, books and stuff, like, when I sit down and try to think about things that have happened in my life, like, there's so many I can't remember. How do you start from the beginning and kind of go back, and have you always been like taking notes since you've decided you wanted to write a book, or like how do you do it? How do you start writing a book?
Well, I summed my life up as being family, and then sports came, and then recreation came. Mm-hmm. So that almost summarized my entire life. My family inspired me, my uncle Armando and Ralph, and then my brother Ronald, who played basketball for Worcester High School. I got a chance to go and watch him. My aunt was taking me down there, and I got intrigued with the sport, and I just watched him. I was too young to play, and just kept watching him. And then as I got a little older, I picked up the game and kind of wanted to be just like Ronald, and because he was a good basketball player, I wanted to be like him. Then I started to play other sports, and became successful at those things. And like I said, I won a state championship and became the athlete of the year at Stephen Decatur High School. And
Right.
that same year, I was the most valuable player in soccer. So I played a lot of different sports. Matter of fact, I played 4 sports at Stephen Decatur and 4 sports in college.
Wow.
But after college, I had to tone my competitiveness down, and because I became part of the Recreation and Parks Department. And my first week there, first 3 months there, I was asked to coach an all-star team. I thought I had them all ready to go. We go over Salvation Army, and we had to play Salisbury. I'm like,
right.
We'd never beat Salisbury, never won a game over there. I'm like, we're ready. And my team had all these different rules and stuff in Ocean City.
Mm-hmm.
That's not normal to other facilities. Make a long story short, I went over there and I lost. I'm going to give you and Jessica a chance to tune in on this. We lost. What do you think the score was?
I think it was close.
That's okay.
Yeah, you lost probably like by 10.
We lost 108 to 8.
To 8.
We lost by 100 points.
Wow.
What? Oh, I thought it
We
was going to be
lost
close.
They gave me 4 timeouts for the game. I used up 4 of my timeouts in the first quarter.
Wow.
And if your listeners Google "give Hondo a hand," I guess it was so bad that they wrote a story about it. Our magazine wrote a story about it, not just us in this area. So I had to learn how I could tone myself down from being competitive to what recreation was all about. And even after that terrible loss, we did shake their hands. And the thing that I learned about recreation that night was I drove them over in an old Army bus we used to have at 3rd Street and City Hall. And we loaded them up. Everybody was crying. The parents were like, "Who is this guy?" Just started through.
Yeah.
This guy's terrible. I'm like, Jesus, man, I don't hate to go back to work. And, I'm probably going to get fired anyway, And one kid said, Coach, on the ride back, said, as we were leaving Salisbury, "Has anybody ever lost by 100 points?" I'm like, I don't think so.
Right.
Man. And he turned around to his teammate and said, "Do you think we broke a record?" I said, "He probably broke a record." And they started singing, "Hey, we broke a record. Hey, we broke a record. Hey, we broke a record." And I was supposed to drive straight over and straight back. One said, "Hey, can we go to McDonald's?" I'm like, "I'm going to get fired anyway." Yeah. I whipped into McDonald's. And I got back to 3rd Street, and all the parents were there. They were hollering before we left the game. When the kids got off the bus, singing, "Hey," and smiling. They're like, "Hondo, how did you raise their spirits?" I said, "I don't know. All I know is they broke a record."
Right.
So then right then and there, I told them, this is what recreation's about.
Yeah.
Not if you win, not winning at all costs. Not if you win, it's that everybody participates. And boy, in the game,
it humbles you.
It humbles you. I learned so much that one game about recreation. I said, we'd have no more time. You guys are tired. I said, when I tell you to foul, I want you to foul so you can catch your breath.
Right.
Kid next to me said, "I'm not going to foul out." I said, "We got 12 kids on the team. You're not going to foul out?" Because I don't foul out either. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be fouled. I'm not going to do it. I'm like, oh, my God.
So you had your hands full.
They didn't know anything about basketball.
Right.
And, it's just, he says, I know Salisbury. They got these big guys over there, and I can't believe they're 12, 10 and 12. I'm like, we got 4 teams at Ocean City. They got like 13 teams. They choose the best player, biggest guy on every team. They didn't understand that. And,
wow.
And I said, he said, one kid said, I know how they won. They're cheating. I said, you know what? If they cheated for 50 points, we would have still lost by 50.
Right. So
I had to tone it down and learn. So family, sports, and recreation became my life.
Wow. And then, man,
that's what my book is about.
What a journey it's been. We are live on our Power Facebook page, so if you want to hold the book up, you guys can check it out. Where can we? Yeah, right there. The camera, there it is.
There it is.
Yeah, so you guys can pick that up. Where can people purchase the book?
Well, it's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, bookbaby.com.
Okay.
There's a number of places. Even in Ocean City, there's a bookstore in North Ocean City, 120th Street.
Okay.
That you can pick it up on.
Very good. Definitely looking forward to checking it out. And then my mom actually texted me and said, "Send Hondo my love." So,
Nice.
man, I mean, just so many memories with Al Hondo Handy.
Yes.
Real quick, talk to us about the podcast. You still doing new episodes on the podcast?
I am. I forgot. The bookstore is called The Buzzword.
Okay.
120th Street. Yes, I'm still doing a podcast. Just finished my 114th episode. And,
Wow.
I just talked to Kaveh Luma the other day. And he's now in Japan. We just had him on, and he's adjusting over there, he says.
Yeah.
But yeah, some local star. So we're certainly happy about that. And he's going to come back and try to hook up again with the NBA team, summer league team, and hopefully this time make it.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. What just great to have you in studio, man. I mean, we could sit here and talk all day, but I mean, it's just been great, and I'm happy for you, and your family and all that. And I told you off the air, I see your wife around town, and
Yes.
I always talk to her, and I know why I see her more than you, because you're always so busy. You always got stuff going on. So
Yes.
no, that's great, Hondo. If anybody again wants to pick up the book, I know you said it's available everywhere. How can people listen to the podcast?
It's the Hondo Handy podcast.
Okay.
Just Google that, and you'll find it on all kind of platforms.
All right, very good.
Nice.
Hondo, thank you so much for coming in
Thank
today, my man.
you.
We appreciate it. Anything else you want to promote? Anything else you want to, talk about you got coming up, or, fundraisers or anything in the community? Because I know you do so much before we wrap up.
Well, I just want to remind everyone that I do have a book launch for my book, Defying Expectations, on September 24th at the Residence Inn by Marriott
Okay.
from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Doors open at 12.
Very good. And I like your cutout that
Yes,
you showed me.
cutout.
That'll be a surprise when people get there, right?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Very good, Hondo. It's been so great having you in studio. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, Bill, Jessica. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
9:04. It's the Bill and Jessica Show.
The voice